Alright guys, so today we've got another tutorial. Yesterday I demonstrated in the time lapse and hinted that we would be doing ornaments today. So I guess that gives you an idea of what we've got going on. Yesterday we did presents and the day before we did was it bows or bells? One of the two. So we're going to do ornaments today, and ornaments can come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and you may find it easiest just to work with some from your own tree and just practice drawing that, but we're going to go over some really simple ways to draw some ornaments today in case you're not quite feeling inspired. So we're going to start with just a simple ball. So we're going to draw a circle. And my circle isn't quite circle, so I fixed it. We're going to draw in a highlight, and then we're going to go ahead and color the whole thing in. And you can do this in any color, but you're going to want at least 3 colors to work with. So we're starting with our lightest color. And while that layer dries, I'm going to grab a light gray marker, which is sort of like the silver of the ornament, and I'm going to draw the cap. And the cap starts off like a rectangle, and then it has these little sort of like 3s underneath, or like lace. And you want to fill that in as well. So then you want to pick your next darkest color. So we're going with a darker blue, and there are 2 ways we can do shadow on a curved object like this, and I'll demonstrate with 2 circles. Go ahead and put the highlight in and color them in. Okay, so the first way you can do is with more circles to indicate the shadow, like that, and the next is with a half moon shape like this. And it really just depends on how you want to draw your ornament. So for this, we're going to do that half moon shape. And we're going to color it in, and then we need to give it a chance to dry. So we're going to go back over to that gray ornament, and we're going to grab a darker gray. Let's make sure that works. No, that's a warm gray. So we want a cool darker gray because we started with a very cool gray. Maybe this one. That's almost the same color, isn't it? Crayola, what are you doing? Unfortunately, you do have to swatch them because the caps really aren't indicative of the color inside. Could also switch over to a blue if I can't find anything a little more. It's a little bit better, but it's not really the color. Anyway, so with silver, there's also quite a few ways you can do shading. So we're going to put some shadow on those little 3s, and then you can do bands of silver, like shading, that get progressively smaller, like this. Or let's draw another and color it in, and this time we're going to leave a streak of white. You can do progressively less silver. So it really just depends on how you want to color your silver objects. So go ahead and even add a loop so that you could hang your ornament if you wanted from the tree. And just darken it a little bit there. And we're going to go back with the darker blue, and we're going to add a little bit where the silver meets the ornament. And then we're going to take an even darker blue and we're going to add our last bit of shading. So if you're adding shadow with circles, you add it like that. If you're adding shading with the crescent moon shape, you can just draw a smaller crescent moon like that. And you don't even have to add this third level of shading if you don't want to. So, like I said, ornaments come in all shapes and sizes. Let's do another size now. So we're going to draw, I think I want to try to do a clear glass, and that means finding colors that are very, very light. And it can be any, it can be a pink, it can be a green, it can be, you know, whatever. You just need to get your colors really light because they need to be like they're transparent. So we've got this super light green, and I'm going to draw one of those weird icicle shaped ornaments. And we don't actually want to fill that one in because it's glass. So we're going to bump up the outline in areas that would be in shadow. And then we do want to color some of the interior, but mostly those areas that would be in shadow. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and draw that silver cap on top. And we're going to make this one a thin one. And we're going to leave that white highlight. And I'll just draw the start of the loop. Then we're going to switch to a darker green. And we're just going to add just a little bit of green. So the thing about glass is you want to show transparency. You want people to see that you can see through the glass. Pun intended, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a bit of a sneak peek into tomorrow's tutorial, where I'm going to show you guys how to draw an up-close version of a fir branch. So that's good for like garlands. So we're going to grab some greens, and I'll do that in time lapse. on glass is to draw through it. So you see how I left sort of a rim of white? If I had some white out, I would just go ahead and add a perimeter of white all the way around the interior, the inside of the ornament. And that would really help make it look more like glass. Unfortunately, I don't have that. So what I tried to do is I tried to leave a perimeter. I also didn't add as many layers of green color in the inside of the glass because to give the impression of looking through something, you want to leave areas of detail behind. So that's what I tried to do with our glass ornament here. So I hope you guys are inspired. Those are just two very simple ways to draw ornaments. As I take you through further tutorials leading up until Christmas, I'm going to demonstrate all sorts of other things like candy canes and gingerbread houses, which could be drawn as standalone objects or drawn smaller and drawn on whatever Christmas tree you want to draw. So I hope you guys will check in tomorrow. We're going to draw some pine branches and I'll show you guys how to make that into a garland. Bye guys!